Hey guys, it's Debbie and I hope y'all are doing well. I haven't been on in a while and I wanted to do another behind the scenes art show and tell. And this is the third of the three pieces that I had in the Pollution or Solution juried art exhibition last month. And I'm just gonna kind of turn towards this and kind of give you guys a little heads up. This is like a mixed media piece and it is in a glass frame. I had actually bought the frame for something else, but it worked well for this. This right here is watercolor, and this mermaid tail right here is actually intuitive art that I did with an intuitive art practitioner that I follow. And then all of these circles, this wasn't all done together, but it kind of felt like the color scheme went together. I used stencils for the smaller circles and for these bigger ones, but I wanted them to look like bubbles. And it was, watercolor that I had done on a piece of paper, probably about this big, and there was a couple of them, and then I cut them into bubbles. These little green pieces here and these smaller ones that I cut out down here, I wanted them to look like, reeds or like, under the sea grass or something like that. And I used the decorative crafting scissors. So they have like little wavy edges on them. And then the bigger bubbles up here, I wanted them to sort of look like they were surfacing up from the water. And with this particular piece, we were encouraged once again to use upcycled or recycled or repurposed pieces. And I've kind of noticed that a lot of my things that I've been putting together recently are pop culture inspired, movie inspired, that type of thing. So the full title for this was Under the Sea, Part of This World, inspired by the original animated Little Mermaid. And so for some of the other pieces, pieces right here are like, it would look like seaweed or something you would see under the sea. And it's actually packing material. So it was long pieces of packing material that kind of wrapped something that was fragile that I just happened to keep. And I liked the idea that it looked like either a net that you would see, like a fishing net, or some sort of seaweed. So I did that. And then I actually glued on real sea glass and real seashells. And then to make it really personal, I kind of did, some research, of course, with the movie and, some of the things that she found under the sea. And she had a collection of mirrors. And I'm not sure if you can see this really good up here, but it's actually a handheld mirror that was part of a vanity set that my godparents actually gave me when I was a child. And up until recently, I used it all the time, mainly to hold it and look in the back when I was doing the back of my hair. But over time, the mirror actually got discolored. You can kind of see that up here, that it's not all silver, it's all discolored. And then the pieces around the edges actually got rusted. So it would actually look like, I didn't do that. I know you can do that with mirrors and you can create kind of that rust look or that old vintage mirror look, but that actually happened naturally. And excuse me, so I used that. And then this piece over here, because there was she was combing her hair with a fork. This piece here is actually real silverware that belonged to my grandparents, and it's a fork, but I also put a spoon with it. And then this piece of broken plate that has roses on it was actually something that was given to my grandparents as a anniversary gift from, I think, my grandmother's brother and his wife. And so I put that on there, and then I did pearls because, she had like jewelry and different things, like I think under the sea in her jewelry box, plus, clams, you see, or oysters, those type of things under the sea, you see that. And then here's some little barrettes, because again, I just thought, she was trying to do stuff. But then there's kind of a deeper meaning to this whole thing, not just the pollution or solution, but because I do live in Florida. 2 years ago, we had, Hurricane Ian, and we've had other hurricanes. And in that particular hurricane, because it was pretty much a Cat 5, so many people's personal belongings, ended up being, the ones that lived near water ended up being washed into the sea. And it reminded me that, below the surface, there's this beautiful picture of like, fish and bubbles and, sea, foliage and that type of thing. Yet on the surface or washed up to the sand, were people's personal belongings. So it had that kind of a vibe to it as well. But this was really something easy to do. Like I said, just watercolor and then, cut out the pieces, and then I glued these. And then I also took a hole punch for the teeny tiny little bubbles and, put those on there. So there was like 3 different sizes of bubbles, and the seashells, the sea glass, the paper that was supposed to look like either seaweed or to look like, like a fishing net. And it weighs kind of a little bit. Actually, the mirror's coming a little bit loose. I used some kind of heavy duty glue and everything like that. But typically I'm not like a really, like peach isn't one of my favorite colors, but I just felt, it almost has like, a skin tone color, or, her hair was kind of reddish and whatever. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea if you're ever like looking to do, some sort of a mixed media piece. Basically, again, this is watercolor. It's the tail is actually marker. It was done during an intuitive art thing. And then there was the seashells, the sea glass, and some found objects. I could have gone a little bit more with some of the found objects, but I didn't want it to seem like it was too specific to the movie. I just wanted to give a nod to the Little Mermaid movie and just remind people that, even when something sort of sad or tragic happens in nature, like some sort of a disaster, if you will, that below the surface, it might be all kind of mixed up and stuff coming up to shore and pollution and, plastic bottles. Yeah, I could have done something like that, but I wanted to kind of keep it more pretty and just kind of remind people that there is beauty for ashes, if you will, that there's, beauty in everything. We just sort of have to look for it. But I hope that gives you guys a little bit of an idea. If you have any, suggestions for other projects, definitely let me know. I did recently, last week, submit 2 pieces for an upcoming exhibition, which I should know by in a couple of days. That particular one was also for the same organization, and the theme was cinematic devotion. So I wanted to do at least 2 pieces. The last one I honestly did like the last day before it needed to be submitted. I won't give that up yet until I know for sure if they got chosen, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But they were both kind of around that idea of cult classic movies. So I kind of researched the top 100 cult classics, and I really wanted to get one more in. And then I had to think to myself, like, the one is a really big project, like probably the biggest art piece I've done in a really long time, probably since I did like stage crew or something when I was in high school. And then the other one was really small. And I wanted to do, again, like a mixed media thing in a frame. It's about this big in a glass frame. And I had all these other little pieces that were very iconic for the movie that I wanted to glue onto the outside. And then my husband and I both decided, let's just keep it really simple, because what I did is extremely iconic. Most people of the era of when I grew up, or people that are, movie buffs, would pretty much know what this silhouette was that I did. And I decided not to, junk it up, if you will, by adding a lot of other stuff to it. However, when and if it does get chosen and I, put a picture out there, or I do a behind the scenes, I'll kind of show you some of the pieces that I wanted to add to it. And I'm feeling like I'm really enjoying this mixed media type of thing. I think partly too because of my visual display background and having made props, for one of the retail jobs I did, and doing a lot of, display windows and a variety of different things, like fashion shows and holiday decor and, you know, themed seasonal decor and floral arranging and all of that kind of thing, because I have such a widespread what would you say, just passion for so many different mediums, that I think I'm leaning definitely towards things that are mixed media and two-dimensional. They like that. And then also the idea of upcycling and you know, reusing things. I'm trying to think on the other piece. Yeah, I think on the other piece I did too. On the bigger piece I might have I upcycled a couple of things, so regardless, either way I'll do a behind the scenes on that. And then I'm already working on one excuse me, for the dark arts thing, and you can do up to 3 pieces. And I was, again, I think I told you, or maybe you didn't see this, so this could be new to you, thinking, you know, again, because I love pop culture so much, I'm such a, you know, theme park enthusiast, I was thinking of doing something kind of Harry Potter inspired, or doing something Disney inspired. And I've found one idea that I want to do that's definitely Disney inspired, and I already started that. And I think that that one's going to be sort of 2D, but like built onto something that's like a frame that's about this big, but that's like, you know, has a circumference around it. And that one for sure, especially because it's around dark arts, I definitely want to include some sort of mental health aspect around that one. So anyway, if you guys just joined, I found a really cool thing that maybe you knew, I didn't. You know, I do save these excuse me, and I download them, and I was chopping them up into little bite-sized pieces and then reposting the whole entire you know, live onto a different platform. But when I saved it last time in the Live Creators Studio, they made me my own little highlight reel, which I thought was really cool. Like it decided what part of this live, excuse me, had the most engagement. And then it just made me like a really little quick reel. So we'll see if it does that again. I guess that's part of it. I'm not really sure. But anyway, you know, I do this little thing. There's like an app on my phone, and you can like tap it for like, it shuffles and it comes up with these little cards. And the one today came up that I needed more play in my life. And it was interesting because yesterday I was just watching something about how, you know, people can have, average or, just above average, families, relationships, marriages, that type of thing. But the goal is to have like a really awesome type of marriage. And they were saying specifically, one, excuse me, recess for children isn't just, just like a fun time. It's literally like a time where, kids learn things. And that children, really should see their parents or their, older siblings that may be even older than them, or like aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever, engaging in, playful activity. And you can see I'm like wearing something, this is like my pop culture Brady Bunch type of thing, but I thought it also looked like bubbles, so I kind of wanted to wear it for that. But, have a playful, attitude in life, and not to take everything so seriously. And again, art doesn't have to be like perfect. You guys can do it for, relaxation. You can do it for just pure enjoyment. You can do, anything that you want to. And I just kind of like the idea of, this is something almost like you would see like a child, I think, maybe doing in an art class in school, or a summer camp, or a VBS, or, some sort of, art camp or something like that, where they would be using found objects and maybe collaborating on a project, or, doing their own, or bringing in like, found object pieces from home and stuff like that. So I always want to encourage people that art doesn't necessarily have to be displayed to anybody. It could totally be just for you. It could be something that maybe you would hang in your home, like this color scheme. Actually, you can see the wall behind me, and you can see some of the other, colors that we have in this room, could possibly go on a wall in this room if I wanted to. At this point, I'm like stacking up all these art pieces, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put them. But even if you just do it for you or you give it away, I know like when I was in high school and in college, I did a lot of, acrylic art, and I, like I mentioned once before, have given them away as gifts. So anyway, I will save this. I will repost it in full to one of the other platforms. So you could just go to the link in my bio to Linktree to follow me on the other platforms. I'm guessing it's probably going to make me a little mini clip that I can just put on here. And yeah, I'm really enjoying doing the lives on here. One of the other ladies that I follow that does energy work for the first day she's been doing like TikTok lives for a long time. She's been doing little mini reels on other platforms and then repost things to other, platforms. And she set it up so that she could go live on both platforms at the same time, simultaneously. So I may or may not do that. I'm not really sure. I don't know how that would work with, trying to follow in the comments or something like that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to put out some different stuff. And I will say, I put something on here the other day that I was kind of surprised. It only had like been shown to 2 people, and I'm like, okay, so I just want to see like what was the reasoning. And it was interesting to me. It was you guys may or may not have seen it. It was on for a very short period of time, and then I chose to take it down. It was also intuitive art, and I don't think I showed it to you guys in person. I decided to do it as a reel on another platform and then repost it to here. It was super short, but I was calling it like graffiti art because to me that's what it was. It was like intuitive, what would I say, watercolor with a lot of words written, because that's kind of like the process that a lot of these people teach. And then I cut it into various little pieces, kind of glued it all together, and to me it almost looked like something you would have seen like spray painted, some sort of a graffiti thing. So I just took little images that were like up and down, kind of like like what you would see with spray paint. And I kind of put that on there with sort of like some sort of funky music. And I applaud them for that, because I know this particular platform has a lot of younger, participants and viewers, said that they really thought that it could be detrimental to mental health. And of course, as being a mental health advocate and nationally certified mental health first aider for youth and adults, I'm like, yeah, I could have said, because they said, do you agree? And I was like, I could totally see their point, even though I didn't intend anything on it. I just wanted to show somebody something like really cool that you guys could do. And I had said that I had infused it with like lavender and whatever. It doesn't even matter. But I was very happy to see that they were so protective of the viewers. But it did get quite a few views on one of the other platforms. And sometimes I will just post a still picture, or I will do, like I could have done this. I think I might have a while back, a sneak peek before this was accepted. I screenshotted and took a couple pictures of different things where I was putting the pieces together, like, hey, can you kind of guess what the theme is of this? And I had put like a little mermaid on with the Little Mermaid, so kind of gave like a little clue or a heads up to that. So I kind of like doing that like beforehand, and then coming on afterwards when the project is finished to give you guys the full behind the scenes. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for following, sharing, that type of thing. I'm getting used to this platform and I'm loving it. And I've been finding myself, because, obviously put stuff in your feed and that this is Disney inspired, or maybe you do now. I live in Florida, and I have yet to go to Disneyland in California. And I know next year they're going to have a big celebration because they're hitting a big milestone. So that would be amazing. But it was funny because they're a couple of different hours behind us. And I'm like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in California, and they have the 3 o'clock parade on. So it was kind of neat. And I appreciate those, people that have these lives that do that kind of thing. So next time I'm anywhere near a theme park, I will definitely be doing something like that. And anyway, I'm going to hop off, and thank you so much. And I will post some sort of a snippet of this, or they will make me a little highlight reel. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks. Take care. Stay playful and stay creative. Bye.